Good morning. Today we are going to continue our analysis of Chapter 3 by applying the setting of Mice and Men to Steinbeck's portrayal of women. Women in the 1930s had very specific roles. They had to take care of their family. During the Great Depression, men had lost their jobs. Many of them lost their homes. They no longer felt like strong men who could take care of their families, and a woman needed to really pick up the slack there. A good woman took care of her family, encouraged her husband and the men in her life, and a bad woman was one who neglected this duty. And we really see that being highlighted in Of Mice and Men. First, with Aunt Clara, she is introduced in Chapter 1. We have Lenny playing with mice, and he doesn't remember who used to give him mice, and then George pipes in, "Lady, huh? Don't even know who that lady was. That was your own Aunt Clara, and you ain't to be trusted with no live mice. Your Aunt Clara gave you a rubber mouse, and you wouldn't have nothing to do with it." Then later on, when George is talking to Slim, he describes the relationship between Lenny and his Aunt Clara. "I noticed Aunt Clara, she took him when he was a baby and raised him up." This is the quintessential good woman of the 1930s. She is strong for the man in her life, who is Lenny. She takes care of him. And not only that, but she sacrificed her life for a child who was not even hers. This establishes what a good woman is right at the beginning of the novel. The next page, we're introduced to the girl from Weed, who from the beginning we know caused trouble in George and Lenny's lives. Just wanted to feel that girl's dress. Just wanted to pet it like it was a mouse. She yells, and we gotta hide in the irrigation ditch all day. Guys looking for us. So she's being blamed for yelling, and then they have to go hide. And then next we see her as a liar. Well, he's seen this girl in a red dress. Dumb bastard like he is, he wants to feel it. So he reaches out to touch this red dress, and the girl lets out a squawk. Well, the girl rabbits in and tells the law she'd been raped. The guys in Weed start a party out to lynch Lenny. So first we have the girl telling a lie that Lenny raped her. And this shows that she doesn't have high morals because she's willing to lie. Because of this, she has no name, because she's a bad woman who's gotten men in trouble instead of raising them up. So she's undeserving of a name. Now, her parents probably gave her a name, but Steinbeck is not willing to share that with the reader because she's not important enough to have her name shared in the book. Also here, we have the color red being established as a symbol of danger and immoral because it is her red dress that attracts Lenny. After this, the next woman introduced is Curly's wife. We have her introduced when Candy is gossiping to George about the goings-on in the ranch. He says, "Seems to me like he's gotten worse," said the Swamper. "He got married a couple of weeks ago. Wait till you see Curly's wife. She got the eye." So immediately, why has Curly gotten worse? Because his wife is going around flirting with other men. Then when she's finally introduced, it says, "Both men glanced up. A girl was standing there looking in. She had full rouged lips and wide, spaced eyes heavily made up. Her fingernails were red." Again, we have the color red being established. Then Chapter 3 ends off with George saying, "She's gonna make a mess. There's gonna be a bad mess about her. She's a jailbait all set on the trigger." So first we have the eye. She wanders the ranch looking for Curly. She's bad because instead of taking care of her family, she's looking for attention from other men. So this establishes her as jailbait, right? George assesses she must be jailbait. From the introduction, she's blamed for the faults of the men around her because she isn't behaving like a good woman. And again, she has no name. Steinbeck doesn't name the women who he considers bad women. Like the girl in the red dress, she's unworthy of a name because she's not fulfilling her role of being helpful to men, and she instigates conflict. She's going around creating conflict. She should be helping men, not giving them problems. And again, red, she's covered in red. She's got red lipstick, red nails, red shoes. Just like the girl from Weed, she's wearing red. Again, it's being used as a symbol of danger and ill morals. And the last woman we're introduced to is Susie. She is introduced to us in Chapter 3 when Carlson and Whit are telling George about what it's like to go into town and the different houses of ill repute that they can go to, the different bars and brothels. And one of them is owned by Susie. And Carlson says, "I know what you boys want." She says, "My girl's clean," she says, "and there ain't no water in my whiskey," she says. So she doesn't water down her whiskey. She has good business practices. She takes care of the men who walk through her door. So even though she does not have good morals, she runs a bar where men can go in and do immoral things. She keeps men safe and happy and gives them what they want. So because she takes care of men, she is considered a good woman. So Steinbeck has drawn a line here between good women. We have Aunt Clara and Susie, good women who take care of the men in their lives. And then we have the girl from Weed and Curly's wife, bad women who don't take care of the men around them. And as a result of that, they are